Hi everybody, I'm Dee Reinhardt. I'm with Illinois WorkNet, and today we are going to be talking about Illinois WorkNet and how you can make your job search and your career search just that much more excellent. So we're going to help you let Employment 101 help you decide what your next steps toward a career should be. Today in our discussion, we're going to talk about the introduction. We're going to talk about the access and pretest, learning modules and quizzes, goals and steps, tools, the post-test and a certificate, and follow-up. And the post-test and certificate, along with tools for career navigators and coaches, along the way we'll talk about those access points so that you can help students along with the process. So let's be on our way. Everybody needs a career plan, and we can help you create one of those along with a job search plan, and then provide tips and resources to help you achieve your goals. We have this whole system that pulls all of our tools and resources into one spot. E101, as we're calling it, works on your desktop or your laptop, but is also responsive to work with phones and tablets as well. All you need to access this wealth of knowledge in Employment 101 or E101 is to create a free Illinois WorkNet account. Log in and then go to your My Dashboard, it's called My Dashboard, and select Employment 101. We have other great tools available there as well that we use within Employment 101. The tool, just like bookmarks, skills and interest surveys, assessments, and a resume building tool. All of these items are available with a single sign-on into Illinois WorkNet. And a single sign-on means we may have some extra tools that are provided by partners of ours, but all you have to do is sign into your Illinois WorkNet account one time, and that means you have access to all those other tools. You don't have to sign into those again. We offer a number of resources for our workforce partners, and our workforce partners are educators like you, career coaches, other workforce development professionals that are out there helping job seekers find jobs. And those tools are to be used as part of their agency, their program, or their school. They include flyers, they include articles about the tool, and a leader guide that can be used in a classroom or workshop setting. And while E101 was designed to be used as a self-guided tool, we often suggest that educators and teachers use the tool in a group environment to help youth learn and discuss more. E101 offers a pre-assessment that users can take to determine where they are starting their knowledge of a career and job search planning. The pre-assessment is not required to begin using the guide, although many grant programs use the pre-assessment as a starting point to find out where a youth or even an adult is in their planning process. We'll talk about the post-assessment later, but you must pass it with at least 70% to achieve your certificate and digital badge. There's 25 multiple choice questions on the pre and post assessment. And when a user takes the test, answers are stored, incorrect answers are designated to allow the person taking the test or career planners or counselors and case managers to work with the person who took the test on the areas where they may have gotten an answer wrong. And as you go through the guide, it's broken into 3 sections: prepare a career plan, prepare a job search plan, and achieve your goals. Each section has a number of subsections, and as they are completed, check marks appear by those subsections, and the overall progress is shown in 2 different places. So if you're looking at this, the image on the left is before you get started, and the image on the right is after you have finished everything. Each section contains learning modules, and each module has a learning section where some reading and interactive activities are required. Some modules contain questions to cause reflection, and each module has an activity that must be completed before the user can move to the next learning module. Once the user has completed a learning module, a section, they can move freely back and forth between all of the sections. Each subsection contains a quiz that has questions included on the post-assessment where the user is given the correct answer. Each section has an overview video. Each learning module has a link to more resources. Many of the activities the user will complete is creating goals and adding steps to achieve those goals. These goals and steps are added to the user's Illinois workNet career plan in their My Dashboard. The tools on this page that already lived in Illinois workNet are incorporated in Employment 101 or E101. These are accessed with a seamless single sign-on through their Illinois workNet account. They include the skills and interest surveys with CIS, career pathways where users can research jobs in 16 different Illinois career pathways, Illinois workNet Job Finder powered by Indeed, and a training program research tool that provides WIOA, that's the Workforce Investment Opportunity Act, approved and private sector training opportunities. And you know what? We built a few new tools for the new version of E101 that include a job tracker tool. The job tracker tool is based on a Kaizen board where you can move cards from one column to the next to help you keep track of what's going on with that particular job search. We have a career comparison tool that you can use when you are looking initially for your careers. We have a training program comparison tool where you can do the same thing that you did with those career options with training program options. We built a notes tool so that you can keep track of things that you need to understand, maybe plan for some activities that you need to do outside of the learning environment that will help you track from one project to the next. We have a downloadable budget worksheet on which you can record your income and expenses and use it for your budgeting for a year. And we also have a worksheet to help you track what you need or need to find through E101 if you're more of a paper and pencil type kind of person than just using the digital tool that we created in the notes. Now, Illinois workNet and many of the workforce partners focus on a term called essential employability skills. And these the employability skills are 10 items that are listed on the page right here that will help a job seeker feel more comfortable and competent in a work site, in a new job, in a new work environment, if they know how to use these skills. These employability skills, along with digital literacy, are the key focus of many of the possibilities that are available for job seekers in Illinois, along with specific job skills. So let me show you how this learning module works, and we'll go live at the end of our presentation. When we want to use Illinois workNet or Employment 101 as a workshop, you can use it because it initially was designed as a self-guided approach, but you can use it in a workshop or classroom activity. The self-guided time frame may be about 3 to 4 hours, depending on how fast a student or a participant reads, what their reading level is. Classroom activity, although, could be as many as 30 hours. And we call that 30 hours seat time, if you guys are familiar with that term. The seat time, if you're using it, could be spread out over the course of several weeks, or it could be used as a concentrated workshop type activity. Instructor guides, if you notice on the screen, underneath the video in the upper right hand corner of the modules, there is an instructor guide as well as a user guide. So if you are going through the tool, you can use either of the guides to help you get through the process. There are, at the bottom of each of the pages for the modules, there is suggested times to help you complete the modules. So David, do we have any questions so far?
Yes, we do. The first one that we have here is, are badges and certificates valued by employers?
Many times, if you can earn a certificate and show that to an employer, once they are aware of what's included or incorporated into that training, they accept those badges and certificates very readily because they know that the person has learned about the information and may be able to demonstrate that information and help them be more successful on their job.
Okay, great. And the next one we have here is, what is the length of time to complete Employment 101?
Well, we just happen to be on that slide right now. So if it is a self-guided time frame, it might be that 3 to 4 hours. And if you use it in a classroom activity, it could be as many as 30 hours.
Okay. And what is the reading level used throughout Employment 101?
Excellent question. We wrote Employment 101 or E101 at a 5th grade reading level, just so that anybody at any age range could understand and comprehend the content included within all of the learning modules.
All right, and the next one we have here is, I think I know the answer to this. Can teachers use this to set up a class to track student progress?
Yes, they can. And what I can do is I can show you a little bit about the tools that are available to teachers at the end of our presentation as well.
All right, great. And is there an indication of seat time?
Yes, we talked about seat time on the instructor guide and the user guide. They're in the corner of each of the pages in the guide. There is a little statement about suggested time to complete, and it might be a range like 5 to 20 minutes to do this, or it might be 15 to 60 minutes to complete that particular piece, and that all depends on how fast someone reads, as well as their comprehension level, as well as their stick-to-itive attention. I don't know, I get distracted every once in a while, so might somebody else.
And I think this next question here is a few slides back, but how do you set up students to create an account?
We can actually show you how to sign up once we go live. Can we hold that one till then?
Yes. You just have one more question here, and then we can go live. Is Employment 101 available for secondary?
Oh, Employment 101 is available for anybody over the age of 13. You do have to be 13 years old to create an Illinois WorkNet account. So anybody over the age of 13 can sign up for an Illinois WorkNet account, and then all the way up to seniors. I'm sorry, I mean adult seniors, 60 and older. So anybody can sign up for an Illinois WorkNet account after the age of 13, and anybody after the age of 13 can sign in and use Employment 101.
All right, great. And that was the last question we had.
All right, well then let me finish up my last couple of slides and then we can go live. So now that they've gone through the whole process and learned all of the modules, the post-assessment is the same set of questions as the pre-assessment. And as I stated earlier, the quiz at the end of each subsection contains the questions from that specific area on the post-assessment. The exact question and answers with the correct answer given, along with the reasoning behind the answer, is in each quiz. Each question is addressed within the learning module with the exact words on the post-assessment, and if a user gets the answer incorrect on the post-assessment, they are linked to the section where the correct answer may be found. Users can retake the post-assessment as many times as they need to achieve a passing 70% score so that they can earn their certificate and digital badge. So I think that's a great feature. We don't push them down, we just let them have more and more opportunities. The digital badge and certificate are downloadable and can be added to profiles and portfolios to demonstrate the user's knowledge of Employment 101. So David, you asked the question earlier about how good these are recognized by employers, and all they would have to do is download this certificate, and then they can have that in their portfolio along with their resume to show a potential employer. And you can print your certificates. Career navigators, coaches, counselors, and workforce partners have the ability to track the progress of E101 for their customers. We have customer groups in Illinois WorkNet, the screen on the right-hand side, so that you can track that progress there. Some programs that use Illinois WorkNet to track all of their customers have special groups and dashboards, but users of any organization that is an Illinois WorkNet partner has the ability to create a personal group, invite users and other partners of their organization to see assessment results and the progress in E101. Any steps that are added to a career plan show up on a user's profile, and all of those partners that are part of that organization can see all of those customers' profiles. To learn more about becoming a partner, visit Illinois WorkNet and look for the partner resources, and we can provide that link to our viewers today. I covered a whole lot of stuff, and I'm happy to answer any additional questions that might come in. We will go live here momentarily. I just want to give you a shot of how you can reach out to contact us on Illinois WorkNet. And if you want to send an email to info@illinoisworknet.com, we can get information to you to help you become a partner with Illinois WorkNet and have access to all of these great tools. We're also on all the social medias. I don't think we're on TikTok yet, but we're on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn, and we have a LinkedIn group as well. We do have a YouTube channel, and just to let you all know, we do a live stream every Wednesday around the 1 o'clock hour. Sometimes we have technical difficulties and we can't get in there just at that moment, but we do have it available as often as we can at 1 o'clock. Let me end the presentation and bring over my view here with, this is Employment 101, and how I got here. Let me show you how I got here. I went to Illinois WorkNet, I logged in, and I clicked on my dashboard. And if you are a partner, you have some tools here. You would get to the Customer Support Center here. And otherwise, you would go to Employment 101 if you're guiding your youth through. If you are not logged in, there is a login or sign up icon right up here on the top of the Illinois WorkNet menu, and you can create your account. It takes minutes, not even minutes. It might take you a minute and a half. And all it's asking for is a name, an email address, and wants you to set up a username and a password. Then you have to confirm and you get to move forward. So to go to Employment 101, you would just click on this icon right here. You would then land on this page where you can watch a video, or you can see the different steps that are available. So I took my pre-assessment and I answered A on every single answer, and I got a 36%. So that's not so good, but I was doing it just so that I could have those results there. I can view my results, and it shows me that I got incorrect answers, and it shows me which ones were incorrect. So if I'm looking down here, it looks like I got 8 correct because it jumps from 7 to 9. I got 10 and 11 correct because it jumps to 12. So you can see what the person might need a little bit of help with. We can return to assessments, or we can continue to Employment 101. So if I click that button, it takes me back. I can go to my guide. Now my guide is complete. I've got 100% here. And when I click on this, I can return and complete the post-assessment. So let me show you one of the modules just so that you can see here. I'm going to go into this Get Prepared. And as you can see, we have all of the steps, and check marks show up as you are completing each of the pieces. When you go in, here's the instructor guide. You can click on it. It'll open up a PDF document for you. Here's the user guide. You can click on that, and it will open up a PDF document for you in a new tab. Each activity has a learning module, and that's this learning module down here. Then there is a step. This particular one is using a notes tool, so that will open up and create a notes tool. And then there's an activity required on each item. If you click on the info bubble, it gives you an idea of what you need to put in that particular activity or piece. Here it's telling me that I have to use the step for my career plan to create these items, and it tells me what I need to do. So let's go through this learning module here. We've got some time left from our presentation. So as we get organized, it's giving us a little bit of reading to do. We tried to make this interactive and quite visual. There's not a lot of articles that you have to read because we know that attention span can dwindle if there's too much reading that has to be done. So we click through, we see a bulleted list. That's one of the ways that we can keep the reading level a little bit lower. We change things up as much as we can. If you notice, you can't move forward until you get through all of the buttons here. We've got information that can be read. And then as soon as you finish that last piece, it allows you to continue. It tells me what the next steps are. In many of our excuse me, modules, there are many more steps, many more fun things that you can do to keep your interest. Now, on here, this is the notes tool, and as you type, it is saving it as you go. And I just spelled hierarchy wrong. I don't know how to spell hierarchy. And my text help isn't helping me either. Anyway, I'm going to make job classes instead of hierarchy. And then you can also download the checklist. We talked about the paper checklist if they want to do paper instead of notes here. Then I'm complete. I can move to the next. It takes me to my career plan. I can open up my career plan. I am going to skip this step for time's sake right now. And then once I'm done, it takes me to the next learning module. And you just keep going through as you feel. And you can see there's some images here. It's got some explanations. We see some differentiations. When we're done, we can look at the menu to return to the guide. We can see more resources. Those more resources take me to articles and tools that are housed in Illinois workNet. If you want to read one of the articles, I always right click to open it to a new page, but this is an article and it's got some information, so you can kind of go down the rabbit hole a little bit with these articles, but it gives you some more information just in case you want to dive in a little bit deeper. And then if I want to go back to Employment 101, I can. And if you want to return to the guide because you want to stop for the day, you just return to the guide and it takes you back here. If you want to return to the steps, you can go back here. Now let me show you those career tools that we were talking about during the presentation. We have 8 career tools here available for you. Employment 101 does happen to be one of those 8 tools, but we also have assessments. Those assessments include all of the assessments that are incorporated in the E101 guide, but it also takes you to additional assessments like if you want to enter a TABE score for someone, you can go in there. Now we have our career plan, which takes you back to Illinois workNet for the actual career plan, and it tells you what steps are available for that person. And then we have our notes, and as you write a note, it tells you where that note was sourced and when it was sourced. So if you want to go back and look at it, you can. What are the documents that you need to bring to the job with you? If you need to edit it, you can do that. I can then close it. If I want to compare careers, I look at the different careers that were associated in the Career Pathways tool. I can save them. I can move them up or down based upon how my changing importance is after I've done a little bit more research. The same formatting is available for the training programs, and we have WIOA approved programs, or we have public and private training programs. We can explore more careers. So if I open that one up, it takes me to the approved training provider careers. And we have training videos that you can watch along with training articles that are available. Now, I think one of my favorite tools of this whole project is this job search organizer. And again, this is based on a Kaizen board. So if you find a job opening, you can put the information in here. If you want to edit it, you just click on it and you can put some information in. When was the job posted? Did you apply? Did you have an interview? All of these pieces are available for you to track that information on. Then the way that the Kaizen board works is if I take a card and I move it to the next column, it all automatically tracks that date for me. And then I have the archived ones over here on the far right side. So this really helps you keep your job search organized. We have a link so that you can add a job. You can add just anything that you find. Maybe it was a referral job that you heard about. We also have a link to our virtual job fairs. And our virtual job fairs is an initiative that was started in 2020 by the governor. The governor suggested this, and Illinois WorkNet was tasked with putting it all together for them. So if you want to look for a virtual job fair, we have hundreds of virtual job fairs in here. And if you look, there's 150 open positions with Aerotech. You can filter these positions and search through them. If you want to look, it has links to if they're going to actually have an online Zoom version of a job fair, or if there is other links to their job boards on their company websites, you can find that information there as well. And then if you want to find a job opening, this has a link to our Illinois Job Finder, which is powered by Indeed. And last but not least, we link to our resume builder tool, and this is powered by Optimal Resume. David, help me out here. What is the new name that it's going to be updating to?
It will be updated to Skills First, Steve.
Thank you so much. And we do have a couple of tools. Pitches is one of the tools that is in the Skills First. When we have portfolios, we need to make sure that we're shifting to the new platform. So those are our tools. Now let me show you a little bit about the Customer Support Center. Now I happen to have a lot of access to a lot of different tools on Illinois WorkNet since I do work with them. But if I look for my personal job boards, which is one of those things that you all could create by having a personal group, you can look inside of your personal group and see the tools that are available for your people, for your classes, for your participants. Now, I'm going to look up here for Ethel Burley, and I can look at her assessments. And if I go to Employment 101, now we've got Gen 1 and Gen 2, and E101 is Gen 2. If I look at her scores, I can go in and I can look at the guide. And the beauty of this is it's showing me that I am working as Ethel Burley. So I could go in, I can take her post-assessment for her. So say you have somebody who is visually impaired and you don't have a screen reader for that person, you can go in and read the information to that person for them and help them with the answers. You can do the same thing with their guide. Maybe they're not quite catching on to what it is that you're asking them to do, so you can go in and start and be working as this person in their guide. So I think that's a phenomenal tool that's available for Gen 2 that isn't available in the Generation 1. Now, some of you may say, oh, well, my kids finished Generation 1. Well, what am I going to do? Well, Generation 2 has a different spin on a lot of the same information that was out there. So it's a lot more interactive, and I suggest that you have your folks go through, your kids go through Generation 2 anyway. It's just a great update. Now here in the customer's profile, you can look at their career plan and you can see what they've started. As you can see right here, there's not much career plan in here. And if you're part of a grant program that is using Illinois WorkNet as their tracking tool, then you would see other grant programs available. You can get to optimal resume, you can write a success story. There's just a lot of information that you can use to track details for these customers. Now, let me go back to the groups. If you want to invite customers to a group, we do have the ability for you to add a group. Let me get back to my own group. And you can invite people to your group, and you can create a group invitation, or you can invite them individually by having their email address. Tell them that they need to check their spam if they're not accepting a lot of unusual email addresses, but it will come from your email address that is associated with your account. So that's a little bit of information. And the one thing that I do want to show you is if you go to Illinois WorkNet, and in the bottom of the footer on every page, we have a link to our partner resources. And on the partner resources, we have a tool to become a partner and the partner programs, and then information about the assessments that I was talking about, the customer support center, helping individuals. There's all sorts of resources available here for you to be the best workforce development partner that you can be. So taking a look here at becoming a partner, there are steps. Your organization may already be an Illinois WorkNet partner. So all you'd have to do is look through the service finder to see if your organization is there. And once you find your organization, all you have to do is send an email to info@illinoisworknet.com to request becoming a partner. And then you can use these tools for your classroom or work group activities. So, David, did we have any other questions pop in?
We did not, Dee.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time, everybody. We're coming up on 40 minutes for this presentation, so we'll give you a few minutes back in your day. Please, if at any time you need to contact us, I'm going to pull this last slide up here one more time and show you the information that you can use to follow us. Just send an email to info@illinoisworknet.com. Please visit us. Please look for all of the partner information on the partner resources, and have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching.